Well, good afternoon. My name is Scott Smith. I am the Communications Officer for the ABC Unified School District, and I am joined again by our Superintendent, Dr. Mary Sieu. Good afternoon, Dr. Sieu.
Thank you so much for doing this periodically, because I do want to make sure that we inform our communities of things that are going on in ABC.
And there's a lot going on, as always. Our students are out there learning virtually, and our teachers are learning to teach in whole new ways. It's an interesting time. So maybe we get right into it here. I know we had a board meeting earlier this week, and our Assistant Superintendent of Academic Services, Dr. Mayfield, had provided a presentation on potential hybrid models and bringing kids back to school at some point. What are your thoughts about that? And I know we've had a lot of discussion.
Well, my thoughts is that it's important that we follow our public health officials' guidelines first. We want to make sure that we have the resources available for our students as well as our families and staff members in order to open safely in schools. So one of the things that I think most people are aware of is the tiered system in California today. We are still in the highest tier is purple, and so we may not be moving into the next tier for at least a couple of months. And so one of the things that we still need to do is to still plan for in-person instruction at some point. And so one of the things that we shared during the board meeting this past Tuesday was about how do we approach in-person instruction as well as the virtual academy, which will still be offered to all families in our district. But it was important to share that we are still planning for the reopening of schools safely in the next school year.
But you brought up the virtual academy, and that's what we're in right now. How are things going? What have you heard about the virtual academy?
Well, we've heard very positive results about our ABC Virtual Academy. For example, we had over 7,800 families respond to our survey. 82% said that they thought that the Virtual Academy was either meeting or exceeding their expectations. Another 64% responded that they would likely more than ever to continue the virtual academy if students were to be able to come back to school. So I think those are very positive results for us right now.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, there's a lot that goes into the virtual academy. Each and every day our teachers are learning. I know we had sent out and shared a video of some of our teachers teaching from their classroom, which was a big hit around the district. It's sad in a way for sure too.
I felt that it was a very bittersweet moment because I know that many of our staff members, whether they're certificated teachers or classified staff members, they want to have our students back in person. But at this point, we're not able to because of the tiered approach that we have in California right now.
Well, and I know that you typically by now in November have been to almost every school.
I have
for,
every
for
year.
one event or another, and I'm sure you miss it as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Even though I know that many of our teachers are very creative at what they're doing. For example, just recently we had a virtual Halloween showcase, and it was fabulous. Students were able to perform with their band instruments. They were able to dance outside as a cheer squad, and a choir was performing, and it had many different levels of schools from elementary, middle school, and high school, but it was absolutely fabulous.
That's great. We need that spirit right now. Um, one of the things I wanted to cover too was I know even though things are abnormal, work continues through Measure BB, the bond measure passed by by district voters a few years back. Can you give us an update on Measure BB, please?
Absolutely. So we currently have, for example, many of our elementary school playgrounds are being reconstructed with new playground equipment, as well as, no more of um, the rock, the rocks that are in place. We're going to be redoing the tiered system in the playground area so that it's more rubberized. The other things that we've been doing is every school has security cameras now on every campus, as well as the district offices. We also have hand washing stations, bottle fillers for our families as well as our staff members. I know that we're going to be going into a whole different system in the future, because when you just mentioned about the in-person academy, the one thing that I forgot to say was that it will not be looking the same when we come back to school. We will still have to do our students and staff members will still be wearing masks or face coverings. There's going to be 6 feet social distancing that'll be involved. And so all of these things, from plexiglass features throughout the campuses, all of these things are important for us today. But many of these things can also be tied into Measure BB as well.
That's good. That's good. Well, I know there's a lot of work going on, and I think there we'll have two high schools coming into some work too.
Artesia High School as well as Whitney High School are being modernized. They're going to have new science wings as part of their campuses, as well as at Artesia High School, there'll be new stadiums that would be put in place with artificial turf. And so I just know that, as we continue to operate, even though we're operating a lot virtually these days, there's still a lot of things that are happening in our schools today.
There's still busy places, just people wearing masks and behind plexiglass now. Well, as we kind of wrap up, I'm wondering if you have any other thoughts you'd like to share.
Well, first of all, I'm a huge baseball fan, and I'm so proud of our Dodgers winning the World Series this year.
Yay!
And so I want to congratulate not only the Dodgers, but our Lakers as well for winning great championships this year.
In a very strange year.
Yes,
In fact, I thought I saw you walking around here not too long ago dressed up in a Dodger
I
jersey and
was.
hat.
I definitely was.
That's great. Well, I know you always like to close with some thoughts or messages for our staff and families and students. What would you like to tell them as we move into November of 2020, if you can believe it?
Well, the one thing I do want to share is that I know that families and students and staff members, they need to be patient with us as we go through this unprecedented time right now. And so I hope that we will continue to support all of our students as well as our staff members with the things that are required during this time. And so please be patient with us. And I hope that we will see each other soon in person next year.
Boy, we are all waiting for that, aren't we?
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Dr. Sieu.
Thank you very much, Scott. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.